When Gary Kirsten nudged the first ball of the match into the welcoming gloves of wicketkeeper Ridley Jacobs to give Curtly Ambrose his 350th Test wicket, the West Indies might have anticipated an end to their South African nightmare. It was not to be. Brian Lara's team, already 3-0 down in the series, were to enjoy only one further success on a dispiriting first day to the fourth Test at Newlands. With Courtney Walsh and Franklin Rose missing through injury, a threadbare attack was shown up for its inexperience. Ambrose was the exception, conceding only 36 runs off the bat from 24 overs, but Jacques Kallis on his home ground and Daryl Cullinan piled mercilessly into the rest.
Another short one was the googly, and this is also put away for 4. Just back with a square.
Merv Dillon, Otis Gibson and Nixon McLean all bowled too short, and by the end of the day both batsmen had reached their centuries, the first on either side in the series.
That's a beautiful stroke. That really is a handsome shot. Pulled away this time with a lot of authority. There it is it? Yes, it is. Jacques Kallis celebrates his 3rd Test century.
Cullinan was the more fluent of the pair, and when his partner eventually edged behind for 110 after a stand of 235, Cullinan pressed on to his best Test score.
It's a great shot because it's a long boundary and it's a slow outfield.
Having struck 20 boundaries in 7 hours, Cullinan gave Jacobs his 4th catch of the innings. The score was 380 for 6, and although Ambrose had limped off, it was not long before Hansie Cronje brought the innings to a close on 406 for 8. It was to be the only total above 400 in the entire series. Immediately, Donald had the visitors in trouble, finding the edges of both openers, Murray and Wallace, before the big one, Lara, who was surprised by a short ball and stepped onto his stumps.
Oh, he's out, he's got him! He's jumped onto his stumps and Lara is gone.
When Chanderpaul was well caught by Jonty Rhodes, short extra, it was 34 for 4, and only Hooper remained to offer hope. With Donald joining Ambrose on the injured list, there was some relief for the middle order, and although he rode his luck at times, Hooper notched up an unflustered 50 before the end of the day from just 52 balls. The third morning saw Darren Ganga fooled by a Pollock slower ball, having ground out of Patience 17, but there still looked to be a possibility of a fight back until Hooper succumbed to one of those moments of madness that have dogged his career.
Short of the boundary, they've run 2, they're going for the 3rd. There might be a run-out chance here. The umpire will refer. Dave Orchard is out. Remember, the line belongs to the fielding side, and there's the red light, and Hooper has to go.
Jacobs, Gibson and McLean did enough between them to avoid the follow-on, and Kallis wrapped up the innings on 212, a lead of 194.
Outside edge. So the earlier drop in the over didn't cost anything.
When 3 wickets fell on the same score in the space of 6 balls, there was a sniff of a turnaround, Dillon and McLean coping well in Ambrose's absence.
Gary Kirsten is going to be caught. Heel for LBW, up goes the finger, and suddenly South Africa have had a little collapse here when all was looking so good in the Rose Garden.
But Kallis and Cronje restored the advantage with a partnership of 94, with the captain completing his first 50 of the series. Kallis plodded on after Cronje went, but couldn't increase his own tempo enough to reach a century. When the declaration came on the 4th afternoon, he was 88 not out, and South Africa led by 420. No Donald to shake up the top order this time, but he wasn't needed. Wallace continued his miserable run with a duck, and then Kallis, showing no signs of weariness, nipped in with the wickets of Murray and Chanderpaul, both to poor shots.
What a catch! What a spectacular take by Cullinan at slip.
To this point, Kallis had batted for 12 hours and bowled 18 overs, but he was not done yet, Hooper giving him his 3rd wicket of the innings. The last over of the day and the last chance went for the West Indies when Lara's 2.5-hour resistance ended with a caught and bowled to Adams, 87 for 6. A great run out from Rhodes and some lusty hitting from McLean held the interest on the last morning, and Ridley Jacobs confirmed his reputation as a batsman of durability with an unbeaten 69.
Well, he did very well to get that away. In fact, it will go for 4. Lost his footing and still had enough bat on it that it could go through mid-wicket for 4. No wonder there's a wry smile on the face of Sean Pollock.
Callis plugged away manfully in pursuit of his first ever 5-wicket haul, but was frustrated by some extravagant drives from last man Dillon. Eventually Dillon missed time to mid-off and Callis had his reward. He'd become only the 8th player ever in Test to make 100, a 50 and take 5 wickets in an innings. 4-0 and off to Centurion.
And Sharp Callis joins a special band of Test cricketers. 5 wickets for him to go with his century in the first innings. His 88 in the second innings. And now 5 wickets in the second innings. Don't think there's too much doubt about the man.